What's happening, YouTube? Coil Commander here. I'm back from the wilderness of Olney, Texas, the old McCormick school site that I hunted last week. And I cleaned up my finds. I've had a chance to look at them and figure out what some of them are. And now I'm just going to show you what I lugged out of there. I didn't bring every little piece home, but I brought the stuff of interest. The larger stuff I left, with the exception of that octagon nut in the middle of the two plates there, and I'm glad that I brought it out because once I got all the red dirt and everything cleaned off it, I noticed that it said something interesting. Up at the top it says crane, and at the bottom it says railroad. So this is a really old piece of hardware. It's threaded and it went on to something, I'm not sure what, but it's cool. And if anybody knows anything about the Crane Railroad, or if that's just a manufacturer name or something, let me know. I haven't found anything on it yet, but I never heard of Crane Railroad, so it'd be interesting to find out. Alright, on this plate here I found this really neat little buckle. It still has the catch on it. This I don't think is too old. It's off. I know what that's off of. It's off a halter or a bridle or something, and it hasn't even discolored totally yet. So it was in the dirt, but it's not that old. Here's a really old ringlet from like a tent, and kind of ties in with this. This here is a U.S. It says U.S. 44 WCF. So it's a U.S. made bullet for a Winchester 44, and it's really old. It was deep, and I think that this could be old cavalry. I don't know. They were all through there. So right here we have like a little fitting for something, maybe a saddle or something. I showed in the video when I dug this steel button or metal button. I'm not sure what it's made out of, but it's metal. Then this little tiny pellet came out of some sort of old pistol. And it was a school after all, so I found this old pencil clip and this pencil eraser, without the eraser of course, but it still has the wood in it, and it's just all chewed up. It's old. Several interesting pieces of glass, like this piece here marked DW, and this was by it. It's a piece of that bottle. This really thick frosted piece of glass. That was cool. And old pottery pieces. This was probably the most interesting. It's English, probably like a Spode style, blue bleed, very old. And then this piece was kind of neat, real thin porcelain. And of course these were mysteries, and I still haven't figured out what they are. At first I thought I had me some silver 3-cent pieces or something. And then I got to looking at them and got all the red dirt off them. They're made out of copper or something like that, bronze maybe. I can't make out a design. I'm thinking because I found them by the loading corral that they could just be like pop-out pieces off of like a cow's tag or something. I'm not sure, but they're very old. And then of course I found these 5 wheat pennies, which was, you know, the best wheat penny day I've ever had. I found a 1918, I found a 1919D, I found a 1939, a 1927D, and a 1944D. And I found all these away from the house by either the loading pen, holding pen, or up in the front where there was a field at one time. Now there's mesquite trees popped up everywhere. But I think that's where the children probably played, because I found some personal items there, like this old frame thing here. I think it's off of old glasses or something, possibly. I'm not sure. I found this piece. It's hollow, but it fit into something, so it went to something. And then stuff like this that was obviously twisted and made for some reason. I found this old like car handle crank for a window, and it's been repaired, and there was some real southern ingenuity going on here when they repaired it. But they used this thing until it just flat wore out, broke, and then they cast it off. Because you can see it when it busted here, he could not replace it or fix it any further. So it was a goner. I found this, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a stand to a mirror or something. It's very old. It's about half rotted away. I don't know what it's to. It could be to a tractor for all I don't know. But look at this nail. It is just almost gone. Just totally deteriorated, and that was a big old spike. I found some shotgun shell ends, like a 12 gauge, 20 gauge, a 410. I found this neat little flathead set screw end looking thing. It was really cool. I found this really old top off of either an oil can or something, but it's just mushed, but it's really old. Then of course a couple of actual shells from bullets that were fired, flattened, little pieces of interest like this, just little flashing pieces, little piece of a can. I don't know why I kept that. I guess it just got mixed in. But really I had a blast. I intend to go back now that I know where to look and where I haven't looked. The hunt should be a little more productive, but this was a very productive hunt. Anytime you can find old coins, it's great, and I found 5 Wheaties, and this 39 here just it just cleaned up beautifully. I mean, when it was dropped, it was brand new, I think, because the detail on it's incredible, and it cleaned right up. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that hunt. Dirt Fishing in Texas 2011, episode 9, signing off. I promise to bring you more interesting hunts as soon as I can produce them. Stay thirsty, my friends.